The minority. We got over that time. Then new things were emerging. And I said that we have to change the forward line of parliament. Otherwise, it will be difficult for us to win elections. President Muhammad disagreed with me. But I said that, look, you have elected me as chairman of this party. I am the coach of the party going into the election. So let me make the changes that will win us the election. When we win, we all enjoy together. Since I made that change, I say, my brother Haruna, said somewhere, the other guy, Muntaka, he also said something. Let people come, new people come, and you sit on the bench and watch. There was hell. And people started thinking that somebody who has been my friend for more than 20 years has certainly become my enemy. I said, how can Haruna become my enemy? He cannot become my enemy. But I am a coach, and I must watch how our opponents are playing, so that I also arrange my things for us to be able to win. when we did the arrangement, we went into the election. The victory that NDC got in 2024, have you seen any such victory in Ghana since the beginning of the Fourth Republic? We won. After winning, I told President Muhammad that we cannot ignore Muntaka and Haruna in the setting up of our government. So they need to be given big positions. President Muhammad agreed, and they gave them big positions. And we are working together. So if you are in Tamale here, and you are forming groups, Haruna group, Asiadun Katia group, and so on, it is not our case. It is your case in Tamale here. It's not us. Because we are working together. And so, Chief, I just came to thank you and to assure our followers that NDC will continue to be one. There will be struggle for positions. There will be times people will be angry, others will be smiling. But at the end of the day, when we are struggling for things, we must make sure that the vehicle we are traveling in together will remain intact. Don't let us carry our differences in ways that will destroy the NDC vehicle.
Masemtvgh live on Facebook, live on YouTube, TikTok, Ubenya Kwanya, Etimiafia, Yujumedi. And as you say that you Yankopon dia dom yen, Yasamba be dear. On the Abani say, ya, social political show, and yeba. But we say that the Bia dear, a son of Yama, your four, a Pesmacafo, no moon saying now, Market Canning in a chino. Now you see a beefy. Ye benya abotira tenase na nsem na eba from Jordan ebesi enro amemene da na ye nso ye page bi mu ho a yetimi anya abotre adomosiko ye didi hu nkomo enti na dwumadi ni dinde beyond the headlines se na ebe ya ye nso ye betimi aka ye de sansan ntwofo nso ye wase ne bika enkoba se ye gya nsem na mamanyofo nko na teachers abekasa na lawyers abekasa na doctors abekasa ne ye sensan ntwofo mama ye nkan bi tieto da bi na nkofo bi se na nsan ntwofo munye ni twa na de ye ni twa ye ntimi mu man ni bia na ba yenso ye breni kwese de dura yenso ye ba Masemtvgh so a yenso wa be kire ya adwen e wa mamu a ekoso ha anwumre onim na edi ahia medin ene KWAME fresh love ya nenso so yasan abehia kai se menu ajoy kem so be ba be kam ho a amedi dwumadi na koso na ma sie di nso so aba be ka ho ene yenkomodidie ni nyina no ebe center on NDC communication strategy a omo ediaba yebedi nkomo enche bia ye ne deputy national communications officer for NDC amanyuku no Gordon Akogan ebedi hu enkomo ye wi a ye behwe ye papa kwasi ndum bank ya na nse ye se ye nsamfa na ade man ye savings and loan ye yini free bank ene de ne ba savings and loan ene san be gu yi no nti se de ye se ye san de ba bi o se o sha se oni kurum e hu nkomo bo no ye de be bra wa nyumre enko ye twa enwa basisi ade nkomo bo no e de abra.
I can assure the general Ghanaians
that keeps us in power. Who should be the minority? We got over that time. Then new things were emerging. And I said that we have to change the forward line of parliament. Otherwise, it will be difficult for us to win elections.
Na enumere ma me mankofo bi mu arumhye like encouragement na me mankofo bi mu so omo a yamsi hye da omo abrabo so no na ne ma me nka asem bi nkyere mo ana no mokoto forms eni akwanya se mo pese mo call police immigration mo pese mo call fire service no honorable Muntaka Mubarak edi asempa inkranhye ba ko bi abase nyame ya adom a ochina ye Monday a ye koyi mo call medicals ni nyina ye dem results no ba we am si hye bi ani ho o se nipa o mo pass ne doso je o mo pass e doso pa is as a president John Dramani Mahama e kan say ye double number na ye fa o mo makọ sa recruitment we no enti we asomdie wo ho me ma o were ho ye de na se na nka nipa ba ko na e kwesi aye ne mienu enti wo akwanya say obetime akobi ye ntie honorable Muntaka Mubarak interior minister Emra Sisi ani mfa nkomo twetwe aka ento asoma
The results of the medicals that has been conducted will be released. And graciously, His Excellency intervened with the Minister of Finance to double the intake that we are going to take. We are currently working closely with your MPs in the case of Savannah, led by the original minister and Honorable Yusuf Suleimana, to make sure that at least those who qualify for the medicals get first entry into our recruitment program that we are carrying. We want to assure you that nobody will be left behind. And he has given firm instructions that we should keep the data of all the applicants, because we cannot use just 1 year to deal with all these issues. So that from those pool of resources, we can be pooling as and when opportunity comes to recruit into.
The Interior Minister and Swasamo de Ababetujano, Amamwa Mupasamuko, ye police, Juma, fire service, and any Akaninano, with the Asampa Muede, Yamshiano, Achet, Yamia Duma, Chinacono, Mubenya Sumji, Namuhoso, Etimiato, Namosumetima Besum, Moma Egana. Mesha Sanamati, as I said, NDC for the communication strategy Biaba. Na eno ene you members amenu edi hu komo enti yaton safre the deputy national communication officer for NDC Era Gordon Akogan say eno no entwetwe komo ene nwumre ya ono so aba homa no so eno no e ba betwetwe komo no but yen hwe nkomo asem no senate ye omo de krata e ba monten na krata ni nyina no ensem e wo so no very simple e kire sen ye say de there should be a focus. NDC for so hu ba bi omodi omani a kire omo komobo from this week iko nyina no nkomo yes omode ebra be kire yen junior fa we ne to so mame na yen kan ema ahwefo enhu ensem a yedi hu enkomo enanumri na ohwe krata na National Democratic Congress National Secretariat na for immediate release date Saturday 23rd May 2026 and a copy to all regional communication officers, all communication team members, all news editors, and all program managers. And no, or copy to. No, we are not subject in here. Say enforcement of strict panel placement from Monday. The Monday coming. China. Subject no say enforcement of strict panel placement from Monday. Now, I say the communication team of the NDC, in its effort to control its own narrative, were from Monday, the 15th of May, fully control representation on all media houses. Okay. Sene be asem no nominya botesen ka me kan wati ase na nipa na otwe okrata no ankasa wo ahoma no so ene no eni enkomo sesi a emra Yewura Gordon Akogan ewa ha Yewura yema wajo ma wakwa bamra Masemtvgh so wanwumre
yeah
Rampa chona apom ti sen
nyame adome bi abako na so
oye pa ami hwe mo krata mo de ba montin so no se de mo kire kwan a mo pese mo communicators emfaso a omon ko amontin nkomo omunni ne nchekire mu omon fa maye ntinsem biase wakoye panyi pa krata unsa hya de bobo yenchire mu na numre
edika mamena mo ase na mintia Masemtvgh On ne ahwefo nyina na mensan so bo menua be ma Charles Akowa abaso ene masem ajibe bia sisi adaye international atra Ghana ye borders na ko etripa ntino sine sha ase kakra ne bebi penso anya kokon ni modu no ese ade na ase kese ade mamu na se ohwe so a communicate na mi release no Saturday no enye bibia babeje media producers babeje moduma free monsa na bibia etesa moduma mo ye ne de sebe ye ni je ho ye ne mo eya adwene ewo akwani asaso nanso so response bia ebe free communication department no etese enya control over it enunti na ye ka se we want to control our narrative. Yempese bedum pempens will be a na obi ejina ha eka A, obi susu jina ha eka B, obi susu jina baby eka adefofo. Enuntina yaka say all the media houses samupe obi a all kasa ama NBC. One kasa menfa phone enfro obi say omra na yemedi nkomo. Ebi ane nipa akọ na wo frɛ no kra no asɛm a ye ba bebubo hu na nkasa onim ho maache. Yes, obetuma ye NDC ni obetumi aye obi a na no wate. Nanso so enye no nko a ene friends narrative a yepese ye de to abonten. Na emum obi a oka party na dwen party no akoma. That is all that we are looking for. Send be ya ye nyina ya no ebekọ bankroom. Ye mpese bedroom pempe so bi a obi beka se o media madwin kire enie ye o baby a wadwin kire no ehu behia. Nanso so wadwin kire no esese ene NDC ye position no ejina brane. Na nkwa ese bia wo jina ha na party bi no ejina ha ana bibia etesa ye pese esi saade na no kra ewo your communication mo nti eno na ema ye de sa krata no ebaaye nti ye no soso ama ye wo enkran ebia our friend say our scope no will be really on Greater Accra and a regional Greater Accra regional communication team any omobiro. But a ban of other 15 districts and I say 15 regions. Near PCA say before Obeko radio, before Bekasa Mekasa, I'm a party and I say Medina party and name na Mekasa no. Now regional communication officer. I'm a Wakwenya. So ma Wakwenya, there's no way Obeko Apako Kasa se Wokasa Ediama party because he any Madria or Pakoye. And now make any say so no. My main fa a futu a mammy no more regions I mean or more a year Juma. This year a elections year. Ye best re na ye ma enono indi enim kese because we be of how say oh me person me contest position way me person me contest constituency position way regional communication officer because on time a change no on feature me bio on ye say ye best re me nuanu ma ye adwuma party no esuchen ye nyina obi a oye available obetumi okasa ema party no enade no ma yen sine kwan se bia because of elections into no yen deploy no and I say bibi and I say we'll be working against ourselves emwa my this idea American say the person who is good must be given the opportunity say obeko radio so akokasa. However also so ayema Wakwenya ama wakako jina party anemu no unse party ne na de wako enyo ho na baba jina na ena me asomesi na me pese mi tuwe na me pese mi jina ha ena de eduru ho na eye wo ankasa wadwuma na wo ye enye party edwuma na wo ye nti eba ne sa na regional communication officer e wo right so be ka tro say me place on to say be to constituency abawie and say me place on to say be to regional elections ade a yesu hu ene say yankasa ye pese me nkumenya anase de yen ye pe no ensese edi enim e wo sa fi a ye kwakoto abane wo na emom the collective good ye nyina ade a ebeboa yen ene se edi eni ekọ ho se ne be ya ye part no ebedru position dia irrespective of any pakra be yi no say ombedi his excellency John Dramani Mahama ade no ye betumi ewieni a enkoyo obre ene amanehun bia emo bibia nti enu ne mede character ne ba wontene.
Okay, so you release now say the yes actually straight no say obi enim mra na so no obu mra na so there's going to be a punishment me shey bi wo ho sa
say woko your friend is radio akokasa no o see me gina party ni demo. I am a member of the regional communication team. I'm a member of the national communicating team. I'm a member of this, I'm a member of that. Sa to me na e de ma no e na o de call ye. Na say when ni enu echi na wan kasa akoye de we ya identity say keep as part of our communication team. Nti aso de beba it may be suspension and na say bibi I wouldn't want to. You see, yeah, na me person made this sound come way be brave because we are not interested. Say we are pushing people away. There be yeah the dom na yeah there. Into no mpese be pia obi into no mesre na obi aso empia yen endrum pempen so a ye be kwakodru sa abra na ne so. Now, as I speak to you, make me say most of the producers, most of the friends, media houses, you know, are cooperating. Many can say in the next 30 minutes we'll finish panel placement in Greater Accra, and I mean, say my regional communication team, no. By this time, no has been ahead. Every crowd they are standing me, and at the end, you know, that is the way we want to go. Into Mumwa na yenye na yenkoka esheno nkodu boko.
Or say, this is to appeal to all of our communicators rather to stick to matters of our exceptional performance, the 17 months, the ongoing reorganization of the party, and job creation and issues of our collective good as a party and a nation. It means to the beer almost last 2 weeks been in komo back one yedina asam foforo I think say ye free IMF kraba ye nim say Nigeria bagana ye nyina ye bo president John Doma ni mama abaso within ayi na asam ne 10 ekodi aboronye ni omo asabin president so mudidi atem Ghana ha. So we no so be chese say me call ye place me na me kodu ni e de sanse ni bi ba me so me nse me kasa na.
Okay, my main can say na line no education into manti bebre, but at least we who baby and na walk on. Edi kai end this no ya call opposition 2 times. Yesuya niema bebre. And say yentumi amfa we anye bibia ebe yedebe friends yedebe bo ya bosu omu a na chess opposition ya kwa yensua hwe edi kan 2016 ansa na ba call opposition His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ejuma so a odi ye na nya de ketwa abra osi hospitals na osi airports no ya kwan na osi schools blocks na de ekeka ho bebre nanso so MPP strategically omuhu say the omni yen eko akensie ewo mpuntunduma na ade a there's no way they are going to win the 2016 elections. Intino omu decide say ombeye diversionary tactics ebine say yaka say oh papa no near their campaign and I confirm to akobokina na no so ababe campaign issue ye misa who say we say be your friend is saying Ford gift obi ababe che o mampeni Ford amenye sure say e bro 300,000 po and no to be campaign issue inti say yanhwe ye na yamfokose e wo eniema pa ye ho na ye de kogina baabi a ye ne omu kwakodi akensie wo niema bi ehu ehia ho a na ye nyuma pa ye look at the record time ayedi a free IMF program ase look at the record time ayetumi actually inflation not just to single digit but below 5%. I didn't see that about 27 years ni na ebi see it say yan control narrative no na ya magana for ehu eniema papa yeah e bedroom pempen so bi a na fe na ye baba sha ase na nipa say na ya chi omo na MPP forces say the issue is on us Enya agenda bi host bi anase producer bi ebe set and abedu ekyire.
Okay.
Agenda bi a ebe set bi no making sure say the good NDC no Ghana for ehu ansana I say a friend is a kutre ejanai or the tuntum ne ba na fite bia bebetua to. Make sure say you are going to the studio with the agenda say me kwako kamyanka samasema NDC asem. Uwie now the 30 seconds be ebe responding to MPP for omudede na omoye na dia ye. We should not lose focus on the achievements of NDC just less than 2 years.
Okay. I think it's a very, very positive. I think.
Abema aban so etimi aton ne ma because you started here na dollar na e form no na as Ghana for nyina na e focus na nse ya na sa adwen bibi asesa se nkofo ko cocoa farms any cocoa farmers e ko hia ho na kakra baba ya entimi sustaining resistance ba ko pa etimi wuram na ye sa arrest no so ene etimi ba ye ba o hwa me mfa no kwanto nchen na ye nhwe so far with a 17 month NDC ba mu mwatimi achieve a lot say ebia this is the first time Ghana ni bi tie wa asembe na beka kire no
My message ohone kakra
for 17 months
say focus no ebeye the aban na ye ma Ghana fo hu obi a yamfa na say ye ma me bi oti koku afu ba bi a ono on de na fu adwuma na oye ne ba akọ ne nchen ne e no kan o ma me Masemtvgh for ye hwe omo adwumadi omu dia enne for the 17 months am ba ban mu no achievement so far kakra be na betima kan kire
Medase na masanso aka say achievement His Excellency John Dramani Mahama aye within 17 months there. Yes. Meka se be dudu no ese nipa ani enye se ye beka akere mo nanso so no ye se aboso bai na ema ija epai the consistency obebobo so no eye ade bi a eto nipa etrim sometimes ye ka ni abre ye ka ni eja ho na sometimes e be you say you are repeating it too much but we must be able to repeat it, think it, say nebeya ebe settle ewo nipa asum. In the first place, say ohwe eniema ye promise ye say ye baba beye resetting Ghana ena oral eye eniema bebre a meka say Ghana fo nyina eni bi echi ebinum ka kire yen say enye development bebre a obeye ena ye be fa so ato abama na emum big push ena oral eye adie bi a eda ye nyina yakoma so sankanye Abuja ne to ya okwa anka niba bebre enim contract dodo a ya award ediama Ghana for.
Yes.
Nano meba mo bono region wenchi ekwan a eko iwa ye de ama contractors esiso eye adwuma ye ka big put project ebi ananka akwakoye say contractors had abandoned site and ade nyina na ye nyina say the most difficult project bi an information big push as and then Nyamiada Roma from Accra to Kumasi under the big push project you are making sure say ye babeye expressway Kumasi and Crawford ede your friend is saying 6 hours 7 hours and a 8 channel. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama say by next year ye de sa 6 hours ye better than 2.5 hours. The two biggest cities will be connected by the end of next year. Sena ebeya businesses between these two regions, you know, ebekoso fefe anasa pepe. Oko dambaya under the big push, you know. First, say okwa di watwen pantum utumi kodru ho be 2 hours obetwe ya se pantum beba ansa na ba befawo ede etwa esuo no ede akọ Afram Plains ene eyi eneme ne wo ekase ye de no so ama contract a contractor esi so a pillars a esi friend say insuo ne so nyina no omo ye wie aka ne omo di begu so na akonrete eastern region to Volta region a ehu mehia kra say ye de pantum ena eba betwa insuo under the big push project. So the effectiveness of this big project na ye ne so no eno na ma ye nua Abuja atiesim because contractor bi wo ho a na ye gini di say woman adwuma mienu miensa kra eboma or capacity say obetumi aye. Unfortunately no bebre ajeje contract na the speed which waiter yeji adwuma no omuntumi and deliver with that speed enunti ama obi a yama contract miensa enan bia no ye say ye de baako ebema contractor foforo say na be ya uwi a ekwan ne dooso nyame adum na sa wo ye wie pepepe a we make sure say ya sanso award another one but until say obe wie baako no the eka hono de ye ma because the president is committed say see akano 2.5 years na the time aso the record opese or set no is making sure say you be to me a deliver na making sure say all these roads are there as a big push at no by the end of the term no will be able to have all those roads ready. You ready any anum ko ye ewo koko friend say koko ekuafo omo politics a omo ye NDC ye promises say ye ba abemu a FOB price a ye de makoko ekuafo no ye nye be no 70%. So be catch say obey no 70% based on the world market price no ye calculation last 2 years na ye campaign cocoa prices so no afro apatano. What we did and say ye catch say pay the world market price today 70% no you bet to me amao 6,000 cedis. Yanka 6,000 in a vacuum. You can 6,000 based on the world market price and the percentage of FOB price. You percent the cocoa equal for. As I speak to you, world market price abafom. But His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, when in young semu eka say na etie dia, ye na ye promises say bema 70%. Nemum say na prices no atiaba for me. Ye nyaya anke bema ekuafo no 100% total amount. Say na be ya ekuani bia no ho be den ebe high no. But ekodru say normally no ye wo cost ye de ma percentages e de ma mo to koko e na de enti no ye kosi gina say ye be ma koko okuani no 90%. MPP 40 esidwem e de koye campaigns nipa boni o ka so ma 6,000 and then the amount 2,500 2,600. So that time na Ivory Coast announce omo price. Ivory Coast for announce omo price. Ekwahe 1,200 1,300. Abra yen odo aye wo ma koko kuani nti no ye say afiwe no yen ji koko sika emfanya hwe. Obia so nim say koko ekuafo no fititete yes no me the backbone of the economy. Na say ne the backbone of the economy. Yes say yen jo musika emfanya hwe. Na say bin producer ye economy no esenso gina brane. Na so who say the bi we economy ni mu a asesa. Na adia asesa no so no enu nti na betume gina so ebio aka say next year cocoa price world market price rise here will make sure say the ese cocoa kuani no ye de be man me the the crowd will move and say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama eka say the world market price aye enti no edrum pempen so a
and say ye de beans no eko amanone te say se na fiti KWAME Nkrumah breso na ye no ye be make sure say ye be add value to ye cocoa no ansa na ko amanone sa statement ya oye no na ye kuafo statement me ka kwakosi say eba ne say yemfa cocoa beans enko amanone raw dia na chere say ye ba be add value to our cocoa beans.
Okay.
Ghana any Ivory Coast and ye the #1 producers of cocoa beans in the world. Say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama said 70% of cocoa beans will be produced locally. The nature say yanka say toa. Ya de bema omo produce chocolate milo na ade wo Ghana. Ni aye wo Ghana adding value ansana ako amanone. The net effect of this decision and they say cocoa beans automatically ebe short to a world market. Because here can say 70% no. Ivory Coast see as some so on beans 50% they are going to produce it locally.
Yes.
It is Ghana produce 70%, Ivory Coast produce 50%. Automatically no, na say beans a world market no ebe short. Extra 2 years so na say the price of beans will go up. Price of beans no echo up. One ebedi ho mfaso. Eye cocoa kuani na obedi ho mfaso. Will you believe say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama yes her announcement yi. Companies be was Singapore and Dubai. Omo Bagana say sa na tie dia omo ntwe na shortages about world market. Omo the factory no fa eba Ghana. Omo apply through the friend is a Ghana Free Zones Board. So omo pese omo seti omo company ewa ha. Se na be omo betumi enya beans ni bi ewa ha e produce ansa na omo de ko amanone. So basically no, this is the transformation that the economy needs. And sa enema way so and this 24-hour economy so so ababa. Because the companies when nyina eba na se omba be ma ye nuanom ye ma meburu nyina ejuma aya. That is the beginning of the 24-hour economy. Ye babeka ho asemi. And a 24-hour economy as I speak to you. Awarded contracts to all the 261 districts. Said by next year 24-hour market we must start it and complete it. Senebeya ye nuanoma eye kakra bia na ye nenam prokesi mu ebepe ejuma ena ade no, those things will be a thing of the past. Sena ebeya ye benya akwenya na ya make sure say one more omo various districts so enya ejuma aye at that level. Na ade ba akoso so a ebema sa ye 24-hour economy agina impempen so one enso so ene ye kanea nsem a ebegina so ye kanea asem no, this is the first time Ghana omampeni etusika esi ho se oba be ye power plant ani energy no ebeye kese mpo eche akosobo enye private individual na eba be ye eye yankasa ye di esika ena eba be ye se ne be ya price of electricity no at the long run by next year next 2 years no, if it is completed automatically no ebeba form kakra, because the cheapest energy source is hydro, the next is thermal. Inti nyame eya adom na se etumi ewia, we are sure say ejume bia uye bia no, you will get the needed energy to power your system. Nyame adom na this year this transformers ayesesa ni homa ayesesa ena ade no, if we go through all these things so and also so ebema the level of waste omo friend of transmission losses and so no abafom say ebafom a na sebe minu mienu a sebe yebotomu enye kese sa no yebetumi ato your friend say electricity eno no emu enye den emaye we nyina eye enema pa His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ede atokwema ebebe boa ye nyina se ne be Ghana ebefa ne ntoma pa efra
24-hour economy hu asem na nse wo behwa nkomo ba ku bia ba say mo 24-hour economy na mo ka asem ba ye no mo ache dodo mo nya anya ye wo be cut in short am obi a oti anwure say 24-hour economy no ente say bia ye ya de fofa na wo be kire mu zan na say be ka esum kra de mi nduru ba bia wo no kra
yo 24-hour economy no ejina eniema miensa so it is connected to production. America said production begins from the farm gate. Company ebabeye tin tomatoes must get a constant supply of tomatoes from the market. Company ebabeye beef cannery as I say onya constant supply of meat to the factory. And non nebema factory no so no aye the 24-hour production because ye the free market no eba no consistently no machine no run it machine so run it constantly and also so emma with production cost eba from the third angle so no any having market for enema ye ba be produce no enunti ene won say na yaka cocoa sack one sem bebre ene cocoa unim say sack ayedi cocoa beans ehemu no yakoto ewo Brazil eneba ansa na yedi egu sack mu de akọ amanone as part of the 24-hour economy yakwakofa your friend is say jute friend say planter mirefini planter wudua ebema wo jute no a udi be produce sa bottle no ebi eni Ghana 3 places and na yehunu say yetumi dua ema na eye mo amobono region
wow
and na sa ye ba be dua ewo na fe company na ebeye jute sacks na tata so no ya plant no ewo Volta Lake na so one significant thing so ye say we are using the Volta Lake as a base for the initial 24-hour project. Apart from 24-hour service, produce DBLA is doing 24 hours. Friend is saying Ghana Port and Harbour a year 24 hours and what we are adding up, send a be more efficient, and they say we are using the Volta Lake, and then your friend is saying our friend is saying a boats I can see
okay
babe connected a compactadan na impactadan so are connected to Tema for export na patch say Volta Lake no babe sutadia pame nkroma Volta Lake no it was not just for electricity but for economic activities and farm activities. Into that is the same brain His Excellency John Dramani Mahama afa. Into ebema piayeno around the Volta Lake will be very active. Ye na se faction so eben ho. Ye na omaje eniema no from the farm gate. Akoko produce. Ye produce ya na yasan so e de afa boat so e de akọ mpakadan. Na mpakadan so no afa from the train not the ababe system
okay
for export. It is a new nyina ye ade a ye hwehwe ya start hu ejuma rail lines no is under construction. Volta River Authority so build those your friends saying boats ebe carry goods from the farm gate to international businesses that are coming across the Volta Lake and then from Buope and identity na kanena nketoa ye so to kese na Burkina Faso biomunsu a na nipa dodo no esuo eyirom no we are coming to harvest that increase production, increase the farm activities and then get the needed yield of this 24-hour economy. Nti bibia ye jai na JJ mu anase ye jai ato hokra. Eyade a His Excellency John Dramani Mahama akoma so a ye di hu dwuma se na be ya Ghana be fa ntuma pa ifra na 24-hour economy so apart from the production and all those things so no ebesan so ama mebunu dwuma ama mebunu no enya sika ache omobotom no metumi aware ntem na niema bi ewo ho a eso etwa kakra
okay dwuma semi na aba be sim se wo behwa papa kwasi indum ne bank ho asem yakoba sa last week you say appeals court say you restore the savings and loan with immediate effect and ano crowd say or sha say ewo ni krum ya beka say we nso be yen this achievement ana
you make us say papa kwasi indum ye nyina ye be ma no ne trinkwa na sebe emoya adwuma wankasa fiti o youthful days wa build it ama ababedu sem pepenso we na say ya je adwuma ne fro nsema na say adwuma no e collapse ya sebe enye we ye hwan kra wo mfa no ahogono so sa na ene court akasa me hu paper bi na o ka say oh as say yetumi Bank of Ghana ese otumi appeal sa decision where court no aye no monko Supreme Court nanka omonko eso metumi a reverse ya me send message my governor of Bank of Ghana say sa ade no eye ne intentional mesre no onya maninka there's no need of appealing any decision. The yefunu ejia enyomi the mebunu ewo Ghana pa ne so mbenya adwuma aye inti se pa kwesi indum asha ase se o sanso akobak akwakọ hyehyẹ na Elmina will be the first one na omo ebebie afa emebunu ewo ho a I think we must encourage him and every support that he needs, as I see the man. Now, so as Bank of Ghana, so you take a little responsibility because na Bank of Ghana and na eshe bank phone na so. Inti se okotenase na se woda na bank bi anko yia. A final so you must take responsibility of that because say ye ba be sha se foforo dia ye be sere ye mano every support that he needs because in opposition ye cry ye promise ye say ye ba ye be making sure say banks are egu no ye be restore more licenses and na de no metumi aye adwuma and all that. So if ye nya enye ni nyina na so bi ankasa aforce wakọ ama court akase obetumi akwakọ start ni business ye fan license e mana identity say ye no ekotwen say ska e wo lawyer for ho say ye Supreme Court and na there it will not be the best and it will not be in our interest yenhwe na papa kwesi indu the bank no ensan so emra then they be ameka say ope we say Fidelity Bank eba we kura asia onya emma ho Absa Standard Chartered Bank omra we kura ase ho a onya emma ho nanso ya de bia nam kwan so yetu kwan no pokru bia be wura mu bia GN Bank ewo ho papa kwesi indum bank ewo ho ono na oboa na womo mu di dwa kakra no omutumi esevi na promfo anchi omo wo kwan mu anje omo sika enade be bia be ko bia GN Bank ewo ho fane se nipa du empu omo employer if they been employ just 10 people which I know some places omo do to pa but yanfa even 10 na every district omo wo baako ewo ho a 261 districts nipa hina papa kwesi ndum nko employ. You understand? So let's give an economic meaning. The first time bank bebre ebe nya problem ewo Ghana. NDC yengu banko ye bo mo bosia
Okay.
se mun san so mfa hyem se na be ya mu bank no san so gina ne na so a mu tua ne back e de ama aban through the Bank of Ghana. And no na ye di bu emai banks are egu ye no. Look at the number of people are on betting fee. Look at the number of people are bank manager ene no chiuba bank manager ene no tifie. You know the psychological trauma kura nipa efe no enya de ketwa. Intimate Bank of Ghana said a friend is saying the thinking say ye besa nso akọ ho Supreme Court na ya dane no ehu hia ne ehu hia chena yegu banks ni kura no obekọ unam na hu GN banker ehu nyina efu nobody's taking care of it and all that na say ne sanso ababeye operational a mumie na nyankopon ase na den bio na ye beye intermediate I support the practice. Say
what the become achievement one?
Oh, maybe I mean, who say, you see, any be near the politics. So,
okay.
For me, any be near the politics. And then say, between me, Enya Akwenya, na me ye Juma, a company we, now there's opportunity say, name to me Jai, Akoye, Bako joining another company because a Juma no ebu. Me have choices are ebeboa me because ebema obi etua ne workers ye ebema obi asoso ne customers no we holding no high esteem and na the economy no will boost but then akoda ewie school and obi epe police kra na or say mame connection mame slot ejuma bia ababeye connection ne slot na yajimu connection men and na the so that is not an economy to be proud of. And for me, you know, ye ma kwai no mu nyina anya adwuma enye na emu MDA senya adwuma bebre e wo ye man Ghana mu a eno ene e betuma aka say we are going beyond your friends even the middle income status.
Ye beja wo kwan nti wasem betwa to amaye na anumre.
Mesre obibia se insise ya ye di aba no enyina ye momodin na ye niso se na be ya ye benya ho emfaso ye nya a lot of mistakes coming from yanka say communicators ebeko ama MPP ebenya sisi a MPP's back is on the wall me enko ye bibia ebema omo ho ehihan omo kakra na omo ne nam court na de yenja omo ho no mo nko court na ebedru ba bia omo court date on be court na be start publish ama Ghana for ehu ene me hu say ebi epie deda omo court kra omo ko na de nyina na time omo ko nyina no eda bontin intino oral is on course na NDC yaka say be reset Ghana no dole ye be reset Ghana me that say
Oje enso yewura Godwin Akogan enso penya okasama NDC amanyuko no nti in brofo ne beka nte deputy national communication officer Sami Jamfi ni ho a ono ne wo ho say Sami Jamfi ye gold board adwumenti ye ntimi ga so de adwuma ni nyina ha hye nsa de nenso mainly ono na ye adwuma ni nyina this time na adwuma so pa me ka na nsem bi mi konkan na ni ko hia wo me anti bi na yi ase na buy no so a fine gentleman pa so not to cool pa because chiano but as a man shade nyimi ho adi no you my enda say nyimi say from aje yenso.
Thank you.
Eti ohwe nkomo a ye dia bra wo ya mainly ye ba fie say na medical ka kire no e ba ni say ya ene de ye nsantwofo nso yenso wa kwanya wo say yenso yetimi kasa efa amamu a ekoso no ese yeso yetimi kire ya adwen ene ye man kofo hu say amamu no sabi yese enkofo bitimi ka bi ese yenso nsantwofo nso yeso yetimi kan ye de because ye ka kire wo say na nsantweni ada na onye neutral ada na onye neutral na mabita say no ye de edu ye so mo say ye neutral be edu amanyofo no so na edu health practitioners ne so mo say omo de nye neutral ba ye edu ye so mo say mo nye neutral na me nye neutral sen obi o beka just ye neutral ba bibia no ye hypocrite because asem ba bia we discuss bia no wo personal interest wom It is so ebi a we expert e wo health sector ye discuss anything about health a wotum so personal interest wom e ba na ye kwan asem a ebi a me baby am so da me ti ba bi ba ko a wo basunya e kwan nya Berlin top no kwa minim say yesunya east to say yesunya west to just ya kan je tan wo ko asa na nyina e ba ne say agege to a na sunya west aba ba gege be ba ne development dia sunya east for ne ba be eti o dwen ho a won ti ase sunya east for e ba be ye on ba be on to abako sunya west eti na me kan ba say ye nya mpuntu duma e wo Berlin top a sunya east ne be ye ge to on so na sunya west aba be gege eti Berlin top kwan de enye ne be kan anwure ntu de ma me fa no ntu nchianza da menya akwanya na medi ho nkomo pa ani say there are more time ye ne mpenifo bi mbehia na edi nkomo a yetime di akọ but mainly ye be fie na me kire say ntwofo nso ye nso ye obi ka ase yetime kire ya adwen e wa mamuo ni say de Ghana esi ikono bi mitwa me ho short ya basisi me ba na ma introduce me panelist na ye ne nkomo twetwe ne e de abrawo me basisi ya
who should be the minority. We got over that time. Then new things were emerging. And I said that we have to change the forward line of parliament. Otherwise, it will be difficult for us to win elections. President Muhammad disagreed with me. But I said that, look, you have elected me as chairman of this party. I am the coach of the party going into the election. So let me make the changes that will win us the election. When we win, we all enjoy together. Since I made that change, I say my brother Haruna, said somewhere, the other guy, Muntaka, he also said something. Let people come, new people come, and you sit on the bench and watch. There was hell. And people started thinking that somebody who has been my friend for more than 20 years has certainly become my enemy. I said, how can Haruna become my enemy? He cannot become my enemy. But I am a coach, and I must watch how our opponents are playing, so that I also arrange my things for us to be able to win. When we did the arrangement,
Mame esama wa kwa babio na ye me introduce me panelist na yemfa nkomo twetwe ni na entimi emfa emrao me ma Joe udine eden Joakim aha me na ka Joakim tisabi na dine me mboni Joakim bra na pom ti say
me ho ya pa lofty
camera this dey ma wa yitintim na de me na ma ye kokko na no na mo ma ye oburu ni kokko ma chen na me introduce amanso so na na ma see do so ama akwaba
this am bebe yen
this is the na de ne mo na mo ani I think say na no na nti say na de ati say ti e be san ba ho for na asesa akoba ifufo ti je say ye koye nim na asesa ko na no na me ye bibini na na mo ya abrofo na na ma be ye bruni na mo ma be ye bibifo nti sa ne be ye ma ye nkomobo ne ye nhya ase emfan free NDC communication strategy omode aba 1 osi uyo obi a opese obekasa e wo radio so ana television so a ese so make sure say other say regional communication no ana o constituency communication no and ya place wa wo call radio ana say TV ye place wa menko ene ye 1 ene owie na osande be kan ho say se wo konso so a wo koduru ho a bomodin ase won so be kan NDC asem enti se ye koba ye ne ye se be kan koku asem a unim se wo koda dey no ya prepare koku asem na wa prepare but then so ukoduru ho a achievement ne niam a president John Dramani Mahama aye ni bi no ukwa kanu so bi not because e bia ya ma topic wo say me free topic no na nso o kan topic ni bia kanu so kakra fa kan ho the communication strategy omodi aba Monday ochina ko na e be start minti onisha comment on
Yeah, I think it's a call in the right direction. He say, I'm say, first year fire ni me no hwɛ tom. Oh, nti I was say it do be an organization communication no. I was say a fa kwan bi so. Enti me nyam mienu. I'm say you cannot serve two masters. Either you are serving the party and I say who serve way. Yeah, I think is a main move to rein in some of the things that are coming up, especially with the NDC being in the more election or more election period. The agenda will be agenda will be a lot of people be caught on agenda. But quite be na party be like ebe reni obia in say asemna yesi ekokano and na wasi eka sene be like sene be unko kan asem foforo bia ebe to the detriment of the party. Because because election they ain't talking now. Ebe we got too money we na we got too money we got too money we na afi na achievement na a party na small say communicating yeah na communicating na unu bia kan o correspond na o correspond yes na then the messenger abai no was say or be communicating so a message like you're missing along the line because of a petty bakery no you see how no say what say o man sanction will say call friends call radio so also can near their party no person can the party line not your own agenda because I think the call is that say o person will can wasem there then and they won't call in the name of and they won't call in the name of the party and they walk all time now. I think so a similar thing happened. I think one of the issues that caused the rift between the NDC a piece of money show the friend saying Kokroku was that. I think there was an issue where Lotte Jacobs, former Central Regional Chairman, now a person will appear on his own volition, but the party was calling him the NDC rep. Then NDC said, no, yes, some man say omra your party line, you no follow. They say, follow party line there. Man acquire money, better ho enkasa. I think that's one of the things that caused the rift between Kokoroku, and I think that especially in this time where a buying person or communicating particular messages to the people, no, amount for more ulterior motives and also more. So for me, I think that is a step in the right direction. Preliminary comments.
Say the work with you, why are you? What with many so? Because what yes, you I'm as my minty one so initial comment on, and this is strategy communication.
I mean, what if we na Ghana for nyina ni titio pies ni twafo nyina yako Beverly Afaglu. I came in contact with him the way back in media school. Timothy Bentum Ministries and they acquire actors, professionals and BBB for Christ. And she was amazing. And in fact, I was in church. Me who said one of our colleagues there in the status, I shouted quickly. I had to rush to Facebook to see say Empire no kre.
Okay, my name I so where you so ba kon. Uni master chere me.
Grand kwanta.
Okay, me see where you so.
You. Na de be ya na ya yida.
Na yida. Emre ya na ne ba be ma ba kwa me ne ya damfo.
Okay. Nti my obi ayako. I mean, it's part of life. I think say we are becoming into terms with life. No. One day you go. I mean, once you have life, live it and just be kind. Be able to me at any time. Kwame, I think say in any organization, they here by leadership, and I think says that decision we are NDC are taking it borders on leadership. Ashase no ye kan say challenge pa previous administration in nyaye communication. It felt like as at a point now all channels of communication has been seized. Until Abina Kasa is not easy to reach. And the communicators also from no to form even to the extent that even police service now are restricting communication ade. So now some of the decisions that NDC is taking Kwame, it makes you feel like Nkofono omo ayo madwene say ombebu man no omayo omadwen say akonwa na no so mo mfiri so say den but I think say is a good one say urehwe niema ayira akoga na aboboso ya aban na a lot of things but unfortunately yente for the past 2 weeks abronye sa so it takes leaders to sit back and see say no bibi nkoye jute plantation ya okay yente in fact yente obebia the part so international companies agiatum say cocoa processing no so no in fact they are coming to establish. It was something that in here national attention because one of the greatest fear near what we cocoa na say I pay 50% and they say do we have the capacity? Your local processors do they have the knowledge? But then first step, you start see a processing. Attracted 2 companies, international companies, say they are willing to come and establish. So I think say decision way is the best one. Communication, I don't know ntiase as a papa bi aye nyina ye nimni. I don't know about the bobuga. Say de kai onu onim so ntiase in fact on kan ye about the bobuga. Sector specific na omo ye no ebe boa party ni pa because ontia kono na no sami jemfi ne papa ye o se obi abo okuro ma je so no ko arigba no onu na kita PhD nti Ghana hanyansa nyina woni team. You see Kwame, I hate people who rubbish people, I mean academia in the face of people. Obi o wa on kita PhD as you are, but then maybe you are knowledgeable then you see fie nyansa anko na school nyansa anko, but then nyina betumi a judge how this man got himself disgraced by Sami Jemfi because he took his time to analyze the situation, and then at the end of the day obi a who say wo degree ni new PhD ni ya wa ka asem wo say we as na in my head say na person meka wo dey wati asem e wo with team no you expect your audience to analyze your comment no based on the na wo team a person wo ka nti sa na ma we nyina think say eye say omo be ne san going forward no Kwame e be bo omo ye hwe how best they will stick to that.
Okay, so o hwe krata no nso so a baby a focus ni na call ye say ye ma obi en sisa omo adwen ene ohwe niam President John Dramani Mahama aye omo mohu de one say minim say nche bi omo sate omo primaries no from the base and your base no more chairman's be with their grassroots for them.
Do primary. I don't know internal elections.
That is internal
MP for name.
Okay, okay. With the branch election.
I don't know delegacy congress.
Okay.
Sikabesu.
Is it branch no, I'm branch. And I police station. The branch election. So I think say and then this week that's a Monday going a band. Okay, yeah. That's the closing day. So a whole master do wanna me who say MPP for kwade no the police station there na boy nchemu charge bi mu charge adu bi mu so to second bi mu to omonsa nti omonso there no mpese enkoba se be duro no na communication attention e be ko eno so amana de ye ayo don't you think say no so be kan bi mu ka sha bo ahye omo ye ma na
okay
I that's nintina
Kwame, I think say no say structures and paying for their bay. It borders on sector specific. One thing they say that the dynamics of politics says some.
Yeah.
I am more of education. Your education, am I limiting it to school? Education is your ability to have knowledge about something. Into what's what I didn't say. Kwame, Obia and Chobia, once a papa na yera akogan can say. Ma ayi mpanifo wa other jurisdictions and take advantage of we no as we dem mpanasa more position be contest minti no na me mfa nko baby and I think say a region mu there there's no way Frimpong will do that.
Yeah.
But ni nyina mu no so ye won so strength. How have you upgrade yourself? The fact that you are communicator doesn't mean say baby and the woko. Enti in the coming days the directive we chiro me say communication is not just about talking and ranting. Communicate, you can rant, but people will not hear you. Because there are some people that when they talk, I don't hear. Because at the end of the day,
sorry. so for nobody dia be hu we very popular Assemblies of God
okay
o preach pa me ko preachment
on tiase
because o tiatem
you get it
so tiatem as o making noise
exactly me so for bia ya no wasesa ne minimum yes me was not sound anim sa
obi o tiatem bia noise enya
exactly enti those are the things enti so wo feel that wa picking nie I will say eno na wo be ya adesua
yeah
party no invest na no ma be workshop amomo omo ya other things your directive we aba e kire say won so upgrade ho because prior to election ne two serial callers ne communicators ne one for say dynamics of politics ne sasa enti build ho no opportunity ba kwame you will be shocked say NDC abai where was it was a friend that made me know that appointment to crown kita masters I am
yeah depending on position na ye dey ma no
I'm telling you
position bi wo ho a ye obi okita na masters obi okita na PhD depending on opposition na ye dey ma
you say I coordinator seminar but say o proper appointment to all officers
am appointment be a proper depending on so be o say dey do guy be on one position that position ye dey mo obi anka
you get it
yeah
so me friend we no say am me masters when am say no say ya ye compare am about am say max the lowest certificate and indeed yes and na kwame ukita degree and copy o ube ko workshop na and cranketin bi na o ma ba say omo yo mutizi ade o ye PhD na no ba go ba workshop
o de adwuma mo mo ndimi
o timi o fienya sanim afena me ria ba say am say ko me say what did you say you do I say PhD na me say oh this ye ko pe ye to aso enti ade no ko wani na grade ho enya say kwame ubetwa nten ubeto atoa enkosi hwe at the end of the day baby a minor drew baby a party na upgrading in what drew you won't fit in
okay
what dream be so be time but when you be an time direction now when was the first time I heard this NDC I hear this directive say this is the direction
okay subject matter
now strict and you remember on several occasions I am catch on say one thing that my who say indeed NDC is the pioneers of democracy and they say they understand the system. At any given point, they know what to do. Meaning, some observe. Yeah, they see a parliament. There is a leader. I mean, you sure say, I say, don't get your organ. Obiti amanyo sense. And at every given time, on him how to hit the nail at the right point. And now the decision no take a parliament. I think it's a party no crying and our flag bearer across or no nyade. How much more would you watch? But on no dear nim say,
I'm coming on waiting for on
no dear nim say, decision will be and indeed it worked.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of decisions where they're coming back of John Dramani Mahama. Yeah, teacher, you cry and say, yeah, me per se, I think Mahama Kwan, and at the earliest stage, near the end, Mahama baby mobile lose. But they insisted, say, on one of them, and indeed they came and won. And at any point, whatever has influenced this, I think say, you know, we're worried, say, on mine on the HHB, forget about NDC and PP. There are a lot of things are binding here. You pay attention. All the political shows is centered on Obi.
It's a question sensationalism, baby.
One can be
swaggering one. Yeah, because I want to know for personality. And you know, see per numbers.
You get it.
Until one per numbers in Libya.
No crowns out, then they come and free speech, you know. A law, strictly law.
Also cry law.
Also, you get it. It is strategically. You do be able to be an award.
Okay.
Said then I know you catch us a visa on your economics into one take also children say, I know a degree. Why ain't can't say, and I think the law is now becoming a master of all. Once you do law,
now many economics now some na your buy it's here.
Now make
and I met him actually as Yama Okra why economics and what
at the end of the day we're good
communication.
You get it. NT is a good one. Honestly, I think say Obia or NDC munne. So vision say upesa unya baby jina. Stop complaining and better yourself. Okay. Because direction first na ye fa macho for ye fa yo for the party. Now party na sasa. NT per school ko omuko opposition no meaning say more observe here strategically they position some people to further their education throughout the years no more opposition na nkofo eko school
amanye nyina so na ebetimi akọ school no
enti ba bia wa ho de won
yo fo no so ye hia ya yem so na ebetimi yonko ye
nti na me say ba bia wo pesa wo duru no I mean say wo school ni dia wo kwa ni nimde na wo pre no it is based on the pesa wo ye obi wo ho no no o se opagya na de the opan so obey party security ono ne field no enti pagya na de no obeti moyie wo so de no no mebo but baby o pesa so wadwe ni say wo pesa wo so wa ba mu dia dynamics are on mine ko sesi a I think say you say na no NPP for so krate school ye ko sesi na time will come so wo pesa wo so ma bind dia my darling invest in yourself learn by crofo mu see the pesa wo ye no say communication na pesa o ya. You are lucky that in this region there is a communication officer obiena promo obia wa call elections wa lose bi wa win bi strategically wa dimpanifo bebrechi. I'm talking of the person of Charles Akowa to for and is a communication also obey there and pen terms of a contest no. Learn from him. Start from the beginning. You will be better. Education is not just about going to school. Uko school ni wie na ebia wako mo PhD. Nti udi PhD baba say Charles Akowa to for dey be kura me fan so kita masters. Enti udi school ni betu na I'm telling you obe me down because oti form her say wako elections on several occasions wati ase. Enti pemento ewo political journey na person wo kono. Na bro ho ase som no. Na onchira won walk you through na build ho and you will get there.
Okay. Bra me membra ho na yenhwe Joakim udini de mebre but I will go Joakim angona for this anti my yenhwe say don't you think say we one day wonder.
Yeah, so
ade ba kwa mesuan say yes ye de mraba atwas na de mraba ni di so acha wa month mrambe normal Ghana de the mrane ba to answer wa onima be opposition mrane ubenya asem but udi so acha wa month na be wi ade obe sustainable.
Yeah, I think a good question pan will be the strength of every directive implementation. So be quiet. Now we quiet so we dey we hwe animu we akoye yemfi no we are then obi abejaye obi o ha otwen say ni ayese ye mayenye no obi beye obia ma obi aye obi ya no so aye bi ba akoso ye na man kan hwe a na
obi su kwa be she ba aye obi kan na wa fa NDC constitution na ba beto no dey court.
Yes. Indeed, for me I think that implementation yes there's no value to statement about no say yamfa like say you are implementing to the letter. The point is that I think that there's something the statement is not talking about. As there's a loud silence. So as a wombat, what really first of all, I think I'm going to say, men use supportive platform no for your personal things.
Yes.
That's the main thing the statement is talking about. Say when you use party platform, then find your personal things.
Yeah.
So ube use party in the platform because the show no. Ebi anka woko se bia Bono FM se okoye show a ye beji usika
beji
na say the enti a woko tena ho free akasa ndi because the slot na ma NDC nti enya wudi ne boy NDC ya bono so wako tena ma you have to do the bidding of the NDC not personal bidding. I think na major thing no he say obi for bia ba outside then okoye arrangement ni e book na kwotena ho
na go to usika dey no
nti for me I think about I mean though strict information strict that means that say a week amount for ni so the reason why adjective strict na shahon say you won't compromise or anything yeah penema obi ankoye because see no problem ni say you are contesting with another party which is almost ready. So what is your contestant for is almost ready.
Because say opposition power lazy both almost in the 200.
Yes. It's almost ready.
Oba bemu MP omombe ni aduma ndi ko be dey.
So he's almost ready. Don't know you're almost ready. No ko di agro. Now also it is being being a defense lawyer. You also hear so poku ho say one ya wo yenim. So one na bere bia obechirem. Na wo bere na wo de bechirem no da kwat na wo personal things. I say nchiremu bia ma. And I think that's where the relevance of this message ban. I think I met the way eba ko ka. I think recently president is executive secretary. Dr. Kalistus Mama.
Okay.
So, or making statement like or releasing or try article be in the various press.
Okay.
Last week was it 2 weeks ago? No,
that's
make a point.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. No, make a point. Say before the race in the Beshasi, and my party and lose focus on the Juma.
Okay.
Well, and my party and release and forget it. Say lose track of say a Juma. Nya opese wunya bia o party is dependent on nya party na power na be yesisi ha.
Yes. It is a president Domani mama timi born ho modern.
Yes.
And no so na be gina dey your campaign.
In fact, so what check fa abribia parties lose election no. It is because it is the failures of the sitting government na ma party ni lose whether omo na eba na se the power from na eba.
Ye nim kra 2024.
Yeah, so 2024 so you realize that say obana who lose track on what is going to tell na America na sisi ya no. Yeah, for your kind news the be who Jude story be
Debbie.
So what I say because last week 2 weeks ago everything first about the past 3 months it's either Baba Mando is a story and you cannot be in power abra obi fufuro na dictate komo ayedi odebia. That means that you are reacting or react so who you mistake now the moment you are reacting who you
mistake eduji tambakulu e kan asem bi say o hwe nkomobo na ekonyina na enye how it is affecting the MPP no.
Yes.
But the dynamics are almost some go pose no.
Yes.
Ama adwene free the abane ye no so na yin.
Yeah. Because the point that opposition there obey make sure say what achievement a wunya nyina no wunya.
Yes.
Like you can't put it forward. In fact, I think say okay and this thing happens to aban be free power. Na mo ye na mo wenya na monka.
Na monka.
Because you will lose track of the communication. Of now react. As they be all reacted ya na ebeka na obeti won't me meka na e wo obo no afọ be respond we na wunya asema obeka and for me one unya yes ape that means that near all control conversation or the better on ya obeka de bia afa ade bia de papa wa ya wasa oka wasa no wonka
yeah adu uni ni omoye o shiawa masati a wo beka aban ne nema pa wa ye no no wa sheda beka asemi di say mobile 24-hour economy ni kwa munya nye na munya le o bia so the most we jai wa sem papa na beka no ba be di na
respond wasesa komo ma ope no that means that now person we can lose track and then
time that so
afa so another thing is say MPP suffered it a lot about no more power achievement or power but as a party member no if you don't go prepared maybe I was sorry no partner first obi anko was in me gidigiro wa kwatena wono I think recently I don't know who was on air but I think it was a Peace FM no me bisa say seed funding for we need to video na seed funding for Ghana Medical Trust Fund if Hifa the party communicators in there couldn't answer the question only and he order to top purpose and you see those are the weaknesses. But now
that will solve the problem than so better to top purpose.
But now see I shall say Wednesday wouldn't say Tuesday and you know your research
or be prepared for that.
So for me I think that's where the value of that thing comes in say see I shall say Tuesday your research and yet Monday your friends say Tuesday no pa uni hwe there to America ko no akotena ona unim ya oka and for me and no sa video no sa 2-minute video sa 1-minute video no the value the propaganda value of it the propaganda value of that pa ko si abronsa fa gold fa ho entimi nkele sa video na ebe gba ebi ye first Owari something I think he was an MPP executive okotena mka say ajana one say na see then at top as today people still use
as a former Asante regional minister.
Yes, people still use against him today. People still use somebody saying against Bantama MPF and say or call Star Chat. Or money MPP in Kumase. Went to more and today till today that video is still having the propaganda value. It say if you don't strictly regulate or more now. Well, then you start getting these episodes because on power, in power, no, whether you like it or not, who power who are busier than opposition.
Yes.
They say once schedule omu year na say like omu enough time to prepare and research. Then they go to goof and then that goes to affect the government.
Okay.
And no crowd no here crowd done government no press release obey ya na minister be was I don't know nyede. Near a TikTok and be fast because near ya be hasre near pe. I don't know be fast. I think that is a very valuable thing that has been said and then like it's a valuable message, but the implementation is key. If implementation na maswa then enko bia
ma main dam was around say no mo twa ba pai young consent for so the next 30 minutes you know yen fandi esa ankomo no say obahwa last week Friday ye be koina e ba be to dwa say asem de aba ma papa kwasi indum any indum company for no say almost savings and loans no nyamia ya adom peace court say yen restore no with immediate effect. Offer news in the same.
I think that
also initial comment.
I think it was one of the best news I met in last week.
I will find it as a best news.
Well, one of the best news I met in last week.
I don't want to see Kawana. It
was one of the best news because I had an account GM Bank, Goko Security, that Kakra is a two about future and all those Akamama as one Shebakakra. So for me, apart from that, the economic value of that bank existing, a Chinese or more balance sheet so. Like a Chinese or balance sheet so. The entire makers are say, GM Bank now have 300 branches across the country. 300. In fact, make Maka districts be all Ghana ha. GM Bank, Nkrobi Ogana Mugu GM Bank till now bank
be any memo example.
Yeah.
Sunyan West.
Yeah. Sunyan West.
Apart from Backsword.
Yeah.
Backsword means some more share
those ones, yes.
GM Bank na ya dia sana
ko. Bank or
no bank biase ni ho.
Pandai district. No,
and that should be
no bank. In fact, the management form war on omutu kwan ko bimbila. Wow. Like almost salary bar. Also about travel another district capital so mako yiska. Like so fair no. Now first GM Bank had over 7,000 workers. 6,000 to 7,000 workers. So they all lost their jobs because of something that could have been fixed. Yes. Was a preliminary comment into this.
And common mu to the sense I am one person first comment in my pansa. Amazon minti.
Kame I think say yes sir you say yemre ye adwuma. Think say nye Dr. Papa Kwasindu Munkwana he collapsed in the bank. But then he took the initiative so we call for appeal because yes kakrabia for but then we're using our kitchen knowledge and how business operates near there under the financial space. We felt say bank at a banker obi abaju sika na adwuma ni gu na unim say asset I wo at the moment oton a entumi ntua wo ka no. The best option you can do is say, there are two things. Either say you take over management of the business and direct the business so that you pull more money inside. You push more funds. And because you know that business is feasible. But then, from management style be any structures been any affected business now because of who automatically you are becoming a shareholder.
Yes.
And as a shareholder it is then on you say also very how you manage the organization well usika no ubenya but kwa no dey before na koto company anymore business in koso e dey no atua olu ama ultimately
yeah
o dey no court court be man alternative and they say how do you want to pay or say I want to business in ko benti me ko e mesi na am ko tuma ho na o twi bia ma ho ni mi to amenya 10 cedi enti 10 cedi ni minya o dem de ni nyina akora be mamoa o de calculate number of
na say nipa no so the 10 cedis ni na ma wa onya bibi ntadu ni
court no that is why the court considerate
when be ntadu ni a onya ho ni ntimi ko the next day so dem
what you say enti one of the worst ever decision on mine you take ye ne say you collapse banks.
That's it. Thank you very much. Yemra yenhwa abakosem kakra war sa clean up banking sector clean up exercise na course no send na shase and e be saying.
I think that it's important to state say the maybe good intention but implementation was wrong.
Okay.
For the banking sector reforms.
Yes.
I think say generally now the banks in Ghana was generally weak. Now me like financial
no obi anya acquaintance bia was me bank.
No quite the hard. Ghana banking penetration is 40%.
Okay.
Inti so many banks near the able to talk nkura or banking penetration 80%. Oh, so what banking in your bank also not a slab banking penetration is just 60% of any bank accounts and other things are. What is the point of saying say banks not does in fact and also in fact because we have banks in Bria or Mugu Accra bank boa ne bank branch and Trakumase.
Yes.
And we want to take the banking to everyone. Want to take the banking, in fact, your person Ghana need biawa access to bank at least more money has solved that problem to a large extent. But your person Ghana need biawa bank account because in here, you know, for instance, we know your transaction amount cash. There's no recorded, like it's not being recorded though. Say we are demo number mouse it's not being recorded. So what you have to my bank is added to the nation's economic, you know, transactions.
Yes.
It can't be a calculated GDP. It can't be you know, the government it me a proper planning. It can't be buying you know, like it me a proper financial planning with the data. But say now you're outsider. A buying will have to guess at some point. What is a problem? It's now say oh yeah banking na some transaction they cannot pay you cash. It can't be now a buy you my for first day to say or yes will be account the banking system the banking system plays more role than from Sikato loan. At least it keeps track of transactions and business engagements across the country. We need about 100% of people at least 90% or 80% to be on the banking system. Okay. Do you mean I say bank no doors? And I say if you say that means that there's something wrong with the banking system, and then that is what causes some of the things. The banks are near doors.
Okay.
I think that what was worrying the banks mainly was because of poor governance, or more base. They couldn't finance big projects. In fact, so some of the some of it is a oil national. Now banking sector no cry all the banks in Ghana come into oil rig back.
Yes.
Can you imagine? Now the banking system and support development.
Yeah.
As a banking system means to be supposed to be development and income. Because of this weakness within the banking system, no, between 2017 and 2019, Abani said oh yeah bibi. In fact, now Abaya try my bibi dada. Abaya try be around my bibi ni say my say bailout. That's in a capital bank and the other things, and bailouts and other things. But and also no, also all this kind of one for promote, one for monitoring and people misuse their money and everything. I think that is what was offset. I think that the MPP government then decided to take a different route. On me say so early 2017. No, me say no banking sector reform in the best. It is a bank biano. It was a minimum capital balance, say 400 million Ghana cedis. It was from 150. It was a huge jump from 150 to 400 million. That was early 2027. The aim was to say now I'm going to build the confidence of scab financial sector now protect the depositors, strengthen regulation and also recapitalize banks. Because banks will be more coded projects now September 2017 a new capital requirement in a buy into force. I'm saying by September 2027 there was a minimum capital balance in $400 million. Luckily for the foreign banks, they had from Dadaba. They called on their parent companies in South Africa, Nigeria, no Munyeskano. After now, Ghanaian banks, no. Okay, now Omni Bank.
Yeah.
Omni Bank. That was Zoomlion. They merged with I don't know, it's Amalgamated Bank or so. Yes, Omni OMC or more. Yes. So they formed that. A few other of those things went on. To more money, to first major banking collapse, August 2017.
Okay.
Between August and August 20, August 20, that's the first one. Okay, no probably sorry, UT Bank, Capital Bank, Unibank, CBG.
Yeah.
So okay, no under my GCB.
Okay.
the card the UT Bank anyway GCB Bank and some on say CBG.
Yeah.
CBG no so and so take some Royal Bank, Money Unibank and other things. I used to take you. Then January 2019, another set of revocations happened into Premium Bank, Heritage Bank. I think Heritage Bank none of them mobile. Okay, Heritage Bank no report now. Not they had the minimum balance, but almost say the report says only banker. You cannot banking deals in trust. Yeah. And that time now Sedu Agungo, the owner of Heritage Bank, no court or no Punu court with the cocoa liquid fertilizer case ninti or me say or corruption ninti or munti mano yes the general
sabi trader near pasi mi obibi na near mi amano na kai no near work in there sabi traders and we there
the first major no many customers in Heritage Bank they didn't have one customer. No many customers. How many near to problem? But more minimal balance. Almost say trust issues. In the first major banking closure, a reform nearby, Unibank, Capital Bank, UT Bank, Sovereign Bank, Beige Bank, Royal Bank, Construction Bank. I don't know. Na Premium Bank, Heritage Bank, Esokoi. Then May 2019, first now the microfinance and microcredit, and how do more clear be? Almost 347 microfinance and microcredits. Yeah. In fact, 347 microfinance and 39 microcredits. That was May 2019. Now, August 2019, savings and loans. Now, I didn't interest in and to get to the topic, very interesting. Between January 2019, anyway, now GM Bank or downgraded by or say onya 400 million
because now buying it in a car.
Yes, any other things they gave a reason no current talk about or court issue. Inti or say omfanimra microcredit omfanimra savings and loans. Now omera because okay na GM Bank is savings and loans that the first national savings and loans.
Yes.
No say na omfanimra savings and loans na me make how dey menyes can dey minimum balance no. Inti August 2019 and almost good. Or a 23 microfinance, 8 finance houses, and 2 inactive non-bank institutions, and almost Omuguno 2018. Now, what was the overall? It was for stability within the banking system. Anyway, now cost saying. I initially wanted to spend just about 15 billion or so. Yeah. And the estimate is between 19 billion to 25 billion Ghana cedis.
That's the 25 billion
Ghana cedis. Yeah. No spend here. Now, some people say no, but some of the liquidity challenge and our banking system 9 billion. In Bank of Ghana, the 9 billion share banking sector anymore. And much no year, the banking system and commit massive banks without collapsing the banks. Okay. Now, my mention data commit massive banks no. Bank of Ghana a law no Bank of Ghana law I escape my car. Act no amended for 2016. Okay. And Bank of Ghana power say why what bank no Bank of Ghana to me you would. With me bank refuse. This is a good bank no.
Or Jeff because of yes. Yes.
Yes. Or also the when you at bank pay and you there like and you there in the right sorry. And you there in the right sense of the word be. But mama Nigeria but Bank of Ghana what power of bank no so. So Bank of Ghana could have banks are now also issues governance issue anyway no. And Bank of Ghana bit magic as the leadership of the banks and maintain the operations. Yeah. When data cannot or the injection because then the cash injection will be better managed by or more
Bank of Ghana ni be yini nipa den akọ.
Yes, they are say.
Now why you Pamokrafi bank.
Ya Pamokrafi do prosecution.
Yes.
And what him say bank of
Ghana so court no. No be manage wo adwuma na ma.
And yes, court say what tomra.
Okay. Said the be yanko for music akoto sika na nyira
because we are my bank bia ni ho a china he ka say obi amagine sika bank benye sika
obi ni ho ana be boy yan chewa
obi anya ho enu nti what omoko close down there that they cause chaos within the system.
Yeah.
One, mistrust. Because both and bank is a bank benam on both sides, both customers and then bankers nankasa. In fact, afe e can be na a few years down the line, DDP ne hit banks nisa.
Yes.
It can't be because now banks, because they were going for safety, and I said they were doing a lot more risk management. Now Omania ko say this kind of ordinary Ghanaians because can you say GM Bank overexposed to the overexposure to the construction sector and money good.
Yes.
All other ones overexposure on the market can be na a good. A lot of them now double down on government instruments, bonds, and other things. After a few years down the line, DDP will come on from us.
Yeah.
Like that was part of the argument. Because say sack the people in charge and maintain operations. Now first can crash him because right now instead of the 9 billion, about 9 billion, that would have solved the problem. We now went and spent. We are now spending 25. And okay, last week. At the first grantee interview, because I say, scanning how crowd be to locked up funds.
Yes.
That means that the banking sector reform bills, that's why that's what I was buying. So that is the downside of the the different approach and or more like a month for can have a massive job losses. Now like some of these banks, Unibank also had a wide branch in fact Unibank rather Unibank another Unibank microfinance called Unicredit obugu Unibank have good Unicredit. So that means that look at the number of people that lost their jobs along the line. UT Bank lost their jobs, Beige banks. A lot of people also know now some of these banks anchor institutions within a group of institutions.
Yes.
It is our bank, it was supporting so many other institutions that were within the ecosystem. Because Unibank had Unibank Holdings, had other ones. Now GM Bank or other companies are now Omoya manufacturing and other things. It affected everything. Okay, near to our sister station, GH1.
Yes.
GH1 the conference the
GH1
Kasapa. Yes, some of them collapsed.
Yeah.
So they collapsed here because the anchor banker now or holding that group together was taken out. Yep. So you understand the economic. So 25 billion. So the cost of those ones in Kahu. After security men, marketers, transport drivers, operators, vendors, or more no moton the bank no.
Because
yes, now lost livelihood. Yeah. Plus dependence. Ghana, I'm saying your dependency about 3 point something people. That means that Nipa Bakobe lose job there. Nipa Oma 4, 5.
Yes.
And now Oma lose and now we come and say be better the Uber drivers, be done the other things just because they couldn't. And because of that, the system became choked. Because I say bankers bear 9,000 all of a sudden they are on the market. So that means that you won't get job to do. Yeah. And the way education is a boy train there's nothing else you can do. It's nice. So those were the downsides of the distance. Another thing so I had in Pan say Ghanaian banks in Kwane how
Ghana for banks.
Ghanaian banks. Which foreign bank say a clinic clean up here. So see Ghanaian banks are there is our Omni Bank which is now a joint merger between amalgamated anyway. We now for Car Bank, now for Fidelity Bank, now for UMB, now for a few asa. Ghanaian banks anyway. The banking sector is now dominated by Nigerian banks. In fact, over the last 7 years, a year banking sector reform here. Apart from GT Bank, IA expansion. Which other bank na expansion? Bank BNO expansion.
Yeah.
So you understand the problem, like how that is stagnated the Ghanaian economy. After frozen and locked up funds, a lot of people, schools, other things, say, oh, you have investment in yes, I investment in some of these things. They all went, money's got locked up. Me say I receive and later near number be a friend, I feel later friend number then go. So realize that some of these investments and companies be rely on to pay salaries. That's a bit important service loans and that is in a in fact, it took a court order to force some people to come and pay their loans to the receivers. And then that really hurt us. On the economy, and the burden on the states, the cleanup alone cost us 19 to 25 billion. So 19 to 25 billion is kind of a bit different. So you find like this banking sector reforms. And my trust conform. And I'm for remember say about top banking product fixed deposit and abisa because you don't know when tomorrow about beba no so I say close bank some banks down. I feel so kind being UT bank the book now. Yeah. It looks as if there was even some element of jealousy in the closure of the banks. Oh. So a lot of people are still very skeptical about going trusting some banks and doing business with some banks. And I hate the economy, no. Credit contraction. I feel the banks be slow credit averse and loans. What's all your person? I feel now where the court GM Bank GM Bank on the court. Some others were in court, but GM Bank now or fighting the case because that GM Bank then say Ombetman is scano. But scano Benyan is because of say abandoned the contractors car. Even though Bank of Ghana say and yet the amount on boy 30 million pen on the contractors car, any other things which went. Luckily, there's the Supreme Court, the Appeals Court. Abam said no. All the reasons for the revocation, any all the other reasons they're justified. Buying some formal license. But the problem is that they lost capital. How many years did it take someone running from savings and loans to bank? How many years can they revamp that? Even building some Jaguar 7 years. Cars. And the cars in the Ninako. Cars in the cars in the dining cars in the Ninako. I can't dine even renovation here that you look at the cost. And I'm a bump and say be about Parkers in them.
Also, the 5 and 6.
Never shall say. Also, elimina. Also,
I think it's within 8.
Yeah, no, good. But me make us say, me bump and say, on Cassani Bull for a buy. Now, Obajinisika, like or back for compensation. And because I know he has every right to do that. And so for me, I think that going forward, I need to take some decisions. Go beyond just the balance sheet. No more share the other economic impact of it. If they take off the other economic impact, they realize that and balance sheet. Balance sheet no reflecting maybe, but balance sheet doesn't capture everything. Okay. So you use balance sheet in you may miss a very critical point.
Mami, and that's enough. Remember, I'm a honey and share. So I'll share the action on Muteki ya. Yes, our banking cleanup here. Said the who say almost 25,000. That is a 25 billion Ghana cedis. 25 billion Ghana cedis. Kebeti mi a share bank for Bimum Krama Bank in Etimagina and also. To the sense say in the tier crowns yes you will be safe from our bank and a man farm mount into say old one farm media and then my baba finance minister there and your own bank in the good. And a will be bank and will be watching, not GM Bank by affected. And Kofa no more ye Juma. Munina Eshro Mojuma. And Tinanka Saba and intimate any more frana.
Men, this worker come to me. Come.
Ado Ilumba.
Me aka come to mo. Ovani de onise Ghana how to next here nesting bebe fanifunu. To the onka wa. Na denu so benya opi case. Nti venti mi fa bensan to na de pade so mboa. Dey mo no kwadu. David. Obewu ho.
But next week to the Kroma be do.
Interesting days ahead. Kwame, you see, I feel say banking center cleanup na it was so emotional than tactical.
Okay.
I say, maybe let's based on what you just said. Say as a obi wo personal interest bi but kwame ye
okay what I say it true and any true book bi ani ba ani fe na japade no sa de we nyina wo
kwame enti na o man no very strict on conflict of interest I asha da ye mra e kire de yenye enti sector bia ne ubeye adwuma hyehyɛ da ho boa as far as conflict is concerned see you see finance minister data ban issues no came up because for a more foresight I saw that because you see now you are the finance minister you are going to work with the Bank of Ghana governor to stabilize the economy and now you are also still in the market competing do you think say you would want other people to compete you? Let's take Kwasindum for instance. Kwasindum apart from GN Bank no so investment bank it is a data bank.
Yes.
Gold Coast what?
Gold Coast Security.
Yes. Because of how strategic they were. Yes. Who said Kwasi was very strategic meaning say na mo ya aware say GN Bank na a talk cars ma commercial drivers.
Okay.
No matua.
Okay.
With minimum interest.
Wow.
And you see that was the marketing strategy. No benya drivers to save on the bank. Nti ya talk amount. So at the end of the day you are supposed to have a GN bank account.
Yeah.
And ube to yosika na faho. Almost on bet me at a free scan you get it. So strategically na enye adwumaye for ne target ne nya aban adwumaye for. And crofo yen factor omo with our planning a dream former when the courage we dream na biso ma dodo e wo account to GN bank
papa Kwasindum strategy na NDC for afa so mo de ye we know ma bank na mo so event
women's bank
no
you get
because women's bank na beba
district level
24-hour market no
exactly
24-hour market bia benya women's bank
ni be sore kra ko dwam de ni sika ko to hon
also the baba na ne dia na niam na say
Kwame it is difficult to believe say obi obey this strategic and you see an investment now no so was more or less like an engine financier for the GN bank into investment they say the tour for a period of time no so any calculations as can near the kotoka ma taxi driver near 10 months no so now the tua with a small interest until who the be mature no na driver ni so tua ne car ne carry near the koto baby eda
yes
you get it so it was very strategic. We are dealing with human institution. Kwame, imagine say you are running 300 bank units across the country. It is not going to be difficult. Until me say the best that the Bank of Ghana could have done, they say, yebe bank be to say Kwasindum ne bank no with management aspect.
Okay.
Strategically, let's regulate the bank for you. But then maybe our books nenye. Into how then do we come in? We have a minor accountant too. A minor can say our accountant ankasa. A minor musha yesika semye your books near there. Until let's dedicate some to you. I mean, Kwame who calculate the amount on anka ibe to me their banks no. Amo more revive it. Anyhow much we spent in collapsing dinner. Kwame obi o business person bi aka say Ghana we are not serious entina because sawangu na nka adwuma for 300 banks one bank bi anya hwe of any pattern and it's more than because now mo susu collectors nyina so imagine an area to say one fear for instance susu no yes jurisdiction omo chichechim nti susu collectors nko akra one fear district na betimi abro 5 ansa na omo ya cashiers omo te tell us now what off ho obefa administration for bank manager wo cleaners security do they red jobs not banks with 300 banks we say even bank be afa ni pattern kra enya 3000 yenti your minor unemployment so enti DNC ya kwanse sika na edi wuramu a clean no e wo form sense ye collapse na say akote CBG na ana na nka ya mmoa entake the risk say we bibia so man this ke ko wura because bank sika de so di wura menye free de tie bia nka obese etu amebo
yes
sempo say free Kwame yenye calculation around employment wa create a ɔte aban ne burden so te say the adwuma for ye the idea no say ɔman ne sika edi wura mu no at the end of the day say nipa 100 ne ye training mu a mo so mo call mandate say ɔbɛfa nipa 3 maximum minimum enti say nipa 110,000 now the fan say afi ba ko bi ebe training a what it means is that nipa 30,000 ebe nya adwuma no 30,000 say plus the CEO ba be 4 enti 40,000 be nya adwuma. This is how calculation works. Inti, you focus on confirming among train now they are mining taking the risk because I need 40,000 way. So I'm going that a buy payroll swa. Sika send bekum. Why your analysis I will say, Ebia say where small enterprises in the form what they so bet you be 1,000 Ghana cedi a month multiply by the 40,000. Now you say on mine say o form more minimum wage you say around 19 point something. We bet you understand to bet you into the fan say max minimum utia obia 1,500 multiply by the nipa any pressure the bebo mine so na no so forever and ever to send nipa pension.
Yes.
18 year you calculate be I be form na bi kwa na obi be we school 20 years. Into the fan say roughly 30 years. In the next 30 years afi bia amount e be invest wa buy no payroll so e dey tu ankrofo we ka any other ne take 1 year na sasa ska ko e chemie no ne fa half rural local businesses no no mo employer buy bed o mo nya buy bed ni bi mfiri ho na onya buy na etu aka biem nti say 5 years in the project we out of the 30 years you take 5 years a free ama buy no e dey aba invest in businesses no after the next 25 years I buy ni pressure bia won so bi because at the end of the day some crofo be say to tax ama o mine no sana nanka banking sector clean up no ye betumi aye no say ye to ye bo ma ye ho mmere and ye tena say analyze the situation ni ye because some of these banks they were very promising. GN Bank was one. We have a Dr. Kwabena Dufo was a finance person. Yeah. In fact, at a point, GH1 TV staff for boycott and on or live television. So the next day, I'm going now 7 months into Omoka. Okay. Because Papa no baby are no pushing the fans and no the best support other. So it means that automatically what collapse all business. Now imagine say GH1 kwa guya. You unemployment rate and kebe create. Dr. Kwabena Dufo, for instance, it could be that it was a challenge because on the Kwabena deputy finance da mwa. Yes. Bank of Ghana you know
Kwabena Dufo.
Yes.
Ono ne training on a training Alaji Dr. Ahmad Bomia. On a then call Bank of Ghana.
And it could be that on minor systems be any rate infraction be or one affected banking sector no. Yeah. Now was saying take your time. Now you trans any omoko negotiation table. Now you omo pay na say. Now ko mine push it back. Now you derive strategy. The end the administration or mining stepping in. The end the has to do with accounting system. Now you strategize so that we not lose the staff. Kwame, you can even take over the business and decide to take care of the staff. No, whilst you are building the business. Now you must see a founder no crowd out baby. Now you manage top managers. No, ebia you more learning from the expert for a couple of time. Until you may 5 years. 5 years where we are cleaning the sector. It doesn't mean that we should collapse it. You're gonna what next? CBG ne buy no. But I ain't see I do good banks in this CBG ne buy no patro ya achieve na. The painful part and say your staff will be what these banks in more. Not the omunye bone. So we could have maintained them. Kwame omu nyina akofie. Enti obia oka bank ni bia no e obi o reapply ya fa no. Was that the enti are we saying say CEOs na bon what do you mean fan sao? And by affording in our swap bon to the lowest staff obia bon. Ya po omu nyina akofie. Any a day IMF loan Alpha Data Bank. At the end of the day, where did we get to? A bit more for more woo. A bit more lifeless. On them also woo. And funny enough, some of them also other banks are formal. Yeah. Because at a said doctor, why say your man for who bebre one hwe ye ne to rank so na betena fia obi en fa oda nti obi a why adwuma yes tro CV by o say na me ye adwuma o GN bank
ne yi medi
na da be a good bank no na dey say munyina mo nti bank be na employ o ma bank ne bank
na so me gu no
you get it nti we didn't try but I believe say you best sua bibi from your mistakes na to me but now we are creating room for international banks to dominate. Is that what we want? No more buy no. Oma fa yen for do saying. They came with a certain he said bank for more for my for be first no. They are using a online system near their day to bako banking ho na nipa ka krabi na wo ho. Ye be see anansi no.
Ma menje mo last comment na yem fan hwe say GM banker e be starting. What papa kwasi ndum so de ne krom elimina na starting. Nti ebet GM bank ne betima sustainable betima gina na aso ama nkofo anya gidi wom asan de music asan akwakoto obi ma na ama na timia atre akwakoduru ba bia na eduru first na na jua kenin.
Yeah, I mean I think that building trust in the bed. I think that Daleks Limited or say GM Bank may not get back to Baby because even how to build the trust again outside of Kano. But Accra, I think that me say GM Bank Saba I'll go and reactivate my account. I don't think that it was fair. I'll reactivate the account. I'll reactivate the account, but I don't think that it was fair how we treated them, and then we hope that also Parkwas in the team no, they've also learned their lessons. That some of the mistakes on so they revoke your banking licenses, no, they will not repeat the same mistake. So they will be able to expand because they were doing pure village banking. Yes, I think that for and for me, so I like say financial access near that inquiry. Also, the mistake now some remuna the unreached areas now banks in on for banks being corona creating more jobs for Ghanaians.
I'm assuming you.
Yeah, Kwame, I think so bet me because still na vacancy no. Baby a GN bank bu e bi o kra ne dan no ne atum. Still na no.
And is a dan there or no one can see any there that's all. But you come high in there as a few madi.
I'm coming now worry for bitimo.
But most of the banks now no in there. E do now and banks na car and so they couldn't take advantage of the phone no. And still na no even ne okasa okruma I think say in the coming days here tie man for they are still willing to save with GN Bank because they felt like wanye bone you get into I am not sure say the only challenge obenya e bia capital I'm praying say aban no empire me bopan say kwa me on fa o mining kokot I've been praying because one sha na
I cannot is one obey
enti say wanye ne say I think say Bank of Ghana share how best on bet me abuano
or the no be mo wan Bank of Ghana be call Supreme Court enti on call
okay enti I'm thinking say I mean minya sure say this but maybe we will see how things unfold but I'm praying say Bank of Ghana because at the end of the day on my nation so make it finance accessible to every Ghanaian and I try to best strengthen entrepreneurship. I believe say Yera Papa Kwasindum the bank here nguna in an era where we find ourselves a strengthen entrepreneurship because some of the things are free bankers young entrepreneurs because the kind of thing they say to us it breaks you down. But they are not say community because he's coming from Elmina near there. I'm praying
in 30 seconds. Where end this achievement na?
Wait. So I'm say I love what the answer Akugan gave. Wait, it has nothing to do with politics. Obi na Yagu Bank and ordene Nasama court. Do we say that NDC for the regulatory appeals court?
Say NDC for case omo be mo bank Yagu ni no be ma mo aba. They didn't single out GN Bank. Don't remind mama so we near Abani who's Papa Kwasindum come and congratulate you so your bank then Yagu na that
NDC for your money some achievement there. Now you also are digesting on that line.
Okay.
I'm happy say I go can say we never go find your politics. But I'm this line bum there. Me also who can ever say the uncle.
Until 30 seconds and this achievement.
Oh, David, we were fufu atonkwam.
Okay.
Say, I'm sure said they were exploring. I think they were exploring ways of looking at the license into where they or much of fufu atonkwam.
Okay.
I don't think a party be achievement. A victory for our legal system, judiciary system.
Mami ndasi. You may have the Jumedi ni na BC. What is Joa Kemen Kanati and Nama Sidunka? Initial SRC de Ura Gordon Akogana or your Deputy National Communication Officer for the NDC and your dinner chassis. And you may Mayenda cameraman say Yima Eba and our things so called MCR Honsoa. The chief technician Angaza and so Ewoho Junior Ewohona production manager and so Willie. And so ewa hwa mo nyina ka ho bo mu a etimdi dwumadi ebra ma mema wo adwo na mema oda yi media na kwa me fresh lofty ye be send the share bi nyame shira.
I can assure the general Ghanaians that the next week the results of the medicals that has been conducted will be released, and graciously His Excellency intervened with the Minister of Finance to double the intake that we are going to take. We are currently working closely with your MPs, in the case of Savannah, led by the original minister and Honorable Yusuf Suleimana, to make sure that at least those who qualify for the medicals get first entry into our recruitment program that we are carrying. We want to assure you that nobody will be left behind. And he has given firm instructions that we should keep the data of all the applicants, because we cannot use just 1 year to deal with all these issues. So that from those pool of resources, we can be pooling as and when opportunity comes to recruit into the service. I can assure the general Ghanaians that the next week, the results of the medicals that has been conducted will be released. And graciously, His Excellency intervened with the Minister of Finance to double the intake that we are going to take. We are currently working closely with your MPs, in the case of Savannah, led by the original minister and Honorable